Hey everybody, Dan here from Trumpet with a very brief video on showing you how to get the Symphony OCR analyzer up and running. If you've reached this point, you've probably already visited our webpage, which is right here. I'll leave that up here just for a second so you can see it again. And you've filled out the fields and you've received an email which gives you a link to a download for our analyzer as well as your license. So I've already gone through that process. I've downloaded my analyzer installer right here, so I'm going to go ahead and launch that and get that up and running. I'll mention one quick note is that the Symphony OCR analyzer requires Java 1.8 or higher, so if you don't already have that installed, the installer will grab that and install it for you. But let's go ahead and get this. You can see that it launches really quickly. We're just going to agree to the license. We're going to install it locally on this machine. It runs on one machine and talks to your data repository. It does not get installed on everybody's machine. And also we have the option to run it as a logged in user, just as a normal app, or we can run it as a service. If we choose to run it as a service, we would give our username and password right here. But for this quick sample, I'm just going to run it as a logged in user. So I will click next, and Symphony OCR Analyzer is installed. You can see the Symphony OCR icon is put on our desktop, as well as the Symphony OCR icon gets written to the startup group so that the next time you log in it will automatically launch. So let's go ahead and click finish, and that will launch Symphony OCR. The first thing we're going to do is enter our license that came in our email, so I'm just going to copy and paste that right in here. Click save on that license. Now it's going to allow me to configure our NetDocuments installation. So I'm going to click configure on NetDocuments, and the first thing we're going to do is actually connect to our repository. So when we click the button to connect to our repository, it will take us to NetDocuments and allow us to log in. The user we're going to log in as needs to be an admin user so that we can do everything we need to do to the documents. So I'm going to go ahead and log in to our repository. NetDocuments will ask us if we want to allow Symphony OCR access to our repository. So I'm going to click allow. And this will take us back to Symphony OCR, at which point we can configure first which repository we'd like to point Symphony OCR at. We only have one repository here for our sample, so I'm going to click activate on that repository. And the very last thing we have to configure is we just have to pick what cabinets we want to point it at. Again, for this sample, I'm just going to click all the cabinets and click save. And at that point, Symphony OCR is off and running. It is starting to comb through the repository looking for all documents. It will examine all documents there, and anything that, any PDF, it will examine it and let us know that if the document can be OCR'd. And at this point, we just need to let it cook for a while. It might take hours, and if your repository is extremely large, it can take days. And the statistics will show up down here in the bottom. So happy analyzing, and thanks. This is Dan from Trumpet. Bye.